Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest. Welcome to my channel everybody. So this is February 2025's Paper Pumpkin Alternative Video number 30. Yes, let me double check because this might be 31. Guess what? I didn't change the board. This is 31. 31. Third video of the day because these videos are so short and quick, which is really great because I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow and I'm going to go to a doctor's appointment with my Aunt Carol. And yeah, so this is really fantastic because tomorrow I won't get anything done out here in the stamp room, that is. So this is going to work out great for me. So thanks for watching everybody. So this is going to be a very different size card. This card is going to fit in one of these little standard little envelopes, but let's do the whole thing first and do it right. So February 2025's Paper Pumpkin Alternative Video number 31. We're going to take a look at what you could have made. 3 of this one, and this one in those wonderful envelopes, right? This QR code, of course, would lead you to a video to show you how to put the kit together as it was designed. Down here, list the coordinating colors. Over here, which leads you to how to purchase. Spring is in the air, set of 5 dies that coordinate with January, February, and March Paper Pumpkin kits, and these are the stamps. The chives. Thanks for helping me grow. Happy Easter. Hello Spring for you. Sending love to a wonderful friend. Woo! Yes, this is going to be a quick one as well because I've done so much prep work the other day when I couldn't do any crafting. I could just sit out here and wishing I was stamping, right? All right, so let's see what we have. Actually, there should be a note card in here. Yep. Okay, so this card base is craft and it measures 5 3/4 by 6, scored at 3. Layer number 1 then is this piece, and it is 2 3/4 by 5.5 because it's part of a card base. That's layer number 1. Layer number 2 is this piece of a card base, and this is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and you're going to see that it doesn't come all the way down here, right? We're gonna fix that. Yes, we are. One of these two is the right one, the longer of the two. This was a scrap piece of the envelope, right? So this one is going to come down here. Now, I didn't like that there was a space there. So this piece is 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/4. So I have another piece of an envelope. This is 1/2. Now I wasn't sure if I'm going to cut it or if I'm going to wrap it around there. So it's either 1/2 by 2 1/4 or it's just going to get wrapped around. But look at there. Now you won't even realize that those two are not just one complete piece. That's what we're going to do. We have the chives piece here with the wavy, the wavy edges. We're going to stamp the blossoms on there. And I think the little, I don't think we're going to do the bees on this one. I pulled the bees out, but now I've changed my mind. And there's no sentiment for the front of it. I'm wondering if we could do, nope, well, we might do Hello Spring on the front in black. Maybe, we'll have to see. I only have one, so we're going to use that. And then for the inside is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let's get making this card. All of the goodies. So we can just start right where we left off, right? The card base. So this is part of course, a card base from the kit. I'm getting to the end of my glue bottle here. I have extras. This is my favorite one though. The other ones are smaller. I'll show you in a second. I mean, because I have them full. And I don't think, they just don't squeeze like this one does. They're harder to squeeze. They've got glue in them. And no, I don't know what kind of glue is in them until, because I need to mark them. I just fill them up, and then as I use the glue, I do know whether it's a PVA just by the way it works. Whether it's like a tacky glue, a PVA glue, just the way it sticks and works, or whether it's a Tombow. Tombow is very tacky when it dries. It stays tacky. It goopy on my hands, and I really don't like that aspect of it. So what are we going to do here? All right, let's see. We need this piece to be here. Let's do it this way. Here to here. It just needs that little bit, right? Is all it needs to be. So I'm going to take this little piece and do a bridge. I'm going to connect it. That looks really good. So what I'm going to do, if I can get glue out of this bottle here. All right. This is the extra piece that was not the right piece. We're going to flip that over. And now I have a little bridge piece to hold those two together. I'm going to give it a second. So now, right? Now I have it the right length it needs to be. And I can take this piece and wrap it around, or I can fussy cut it once I get it glued on. I think I'm just going to wrap it around, so because of the size. So this is by 4. That's just because it's a scrap, guys. That's the only reason why it's that length, because it's a scrap. It was lying around. Do I want to? I think I'm going to fussy cut it. Now I'm going to fussy cut it. Now I'm going to cut it off. So it'll be 2 1/4, not 4. If I wrap it around, it'll be a little bulky down there, and I don't want to put this on dimensionals. So now I'm going to make that 2. Now it finally fell out. I need to sharpen that one. Okay. 2 1/4. Put that in the book. Glue this piece onto there. Did I ever tell you guys why when I first met my husband, right? He invited me in for some lemonade. I said no. I wouldn't go into his apartment because, you know, he was a strange guy. I wasn't going to his apartment. I was all alone. No. So he said, well, you know, you want to hang out, whatever. So I'm like, no. But he did offer me a drink. So I said, you know, I'll stand out here because it was in public. You know, we lived in an apartment. And he had this coolest, he had a cockatiel. Her name was Lady. And he had this bird trained like a dog, where the bird would not go past the transition part, leaving outside the apartment, refused to leave it, would not leave. Any other bird, we've had a lot of cockatiels. Yeah, we had a lot. We used to hand raise them. But this little bird would just talk to him and whistle for him. And oh my gosh, it was the coolest little bird ever. But anyways, so he asked me, he's like, you know, what kind of music? I can put some music on, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I like country music. He's like, oh yeah, what kind of country music do you like? I said, Merle Haggard. He said, Merle. I said, yeah. He's like, all right. He's like, you want me to put on some Merle? I said, sure. Because I didn't believe for 1 second this guy had a Merle Haggard album. And you know what? He had a Merle Haggard album. Not only that, he had some of my favorite music. Totally different than what you expect because my husband loves rock. But he also appreciated great music. Great country music. That was probably one of the most things that attracted me to him, is that he knew the kind of music. Vern Gosdin, he knew the old country music that I grew up listening to, that I loved. I mean, I love country music, the good stuff. So we could stamp, but I bet we couldn't do it now. Hello right here. I'm thinking that we do that. And I'm thinking I probably should have done that before now, because there's an indentation right here. I am so silly. All right. I do have a scrap piece of an envelope. I can cut another piece. Oh, that's not a good piece. I have a piece. So I'm going to cut another piece, 1/4 of an inch by 2 1/4 to go on top of that piece. Why? Because I can, and because now I decided, yes, this is what I wanted. So I need to get this even. And I need to cut a piece 1/4 of an inch. So right there. And now I can go over. That's more than 1/4 of an inch. It's a 1/2 inch. And it does say a 1/2 inch. I'm just not thinking straight. So there's my 1/2 inch. Oh, please be. I didn't think about the 2 1/4. Let's see. Might have to cut it the other way. You know what? I bet I can stamp hello on there and just, yes, I can make this work. We're not even going to bring the stamp in Pierce Mat in. What am I thinking? I'm thinking, what color do I need to stamp this in? All right. Let's set this on there for now. Let's do this. Let's do it, right? All right. We got this. We got this. Now I'm going to trim it down in the trimmer, only because of its size. So this is an afterthought. So this won't have a measurement, because I should have done this before I glued it on there. All right. Now I can put this, maybe if I can get it off of there, on there. Yes. I should have done it in white now, to come to think of it, but I'm not going back now. No, not after all of that. If you're wondering, well, you probably don't know, but my husband can play guitars. He has several. He laughed at me when I said I could play guitars as well, because I did take guitar lessons. No, I don't play to his liking, because I used to be able to, having played in 20, well, no, probably 30 years now. Read music and play. I don't play by ear, not like he can. I mean, that's a talent all in itself, and that's not one that I have at all. No, cannot play by ear. He can. I can't. That was attractive to me as well, because I always thought that was very cool. All right, so we are now going to bring the stamp in Pierce Mat in this time, and we're going to stamp the inside. And I put all my ink colors away looking for Lost Lagoon. By the way, I did find it. I have to show it to you. It was under the Pretty in Pink. Right there. The whole time. If it was a snake, that thing would have bit me. And it would have bit me well. So, the reason I'm thinking of music, because I'm hearing all that rock music outside coming from the garage. And, makes me smile because we were in the car the other day and we were in my car because Justice had parked behind his car and she took her keys with her when she went to stay at Jissa's because Jissa picked her and Hank up. And my hubby's like, we gotta take your car. I'm like, yes, we have to take my car. Is that so bad? But anyways, he gets in the car and Michael Bolton is playing. And he's like, oh no. He's like, okay, sweetie. He's like, I can do some music. He's like, but I said, Michael Bolton's great. He's like, Michael Bolton's okay. He's like, but no. I said, my car, my music. He's like, your car, but I'm driving. Oh, we compromised. He turned on some Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen's got a great old sound to his voice, which I like. I love Luke Combs too. Luke Combs got a great sound. Oh, and when we were driving another day in the car, he put on some Craig Morgan, which I love. I love some of his songs. He also came out with a album where he was singing with other artists, and my husband knew I hadn't probably heard him all the songs, and he put that on for me, and I was like, oh yes. And George Strait came on the radio. We were coming back from I forgot where, and I was like, oh my gosh, honey. I said, this is the perfect country song. And he looked at me. He's like, baby, this is George Strait. This is straight up country. I said, I know. I said, this is what I've been missing. This is, right up my alley. He smiled and grabbed my hand. He was like, I know. So, yes. My kind of music. Just not that I don't listen to other genres. My daughter has introduced me to so many genres of music that I probably never would have listened to. I mean, back in the days in the 80s when you skating rink, you listened to all kinds of music anyways, but my daughter listens to everything. And Hank then listens to everything. There's some techno music he'll put in the car when we go to football, and I'll be like, oh, I want to turn it so bad, but I don't want to discourage him. I think it's awesome. I mean, he'll listen to Spanish singing music. He has, Justice listens to that as well. She has a great she just has a great genre of music she listens to, and it influences your kids. My kids all listen to great music. My son has an ear even for classical music, which I do like as well. And your kids will tune into those things if they're introduced to it. But of course, my son likes the rock stuff as well. My daughter loves hip hop and all kinds of stuff, and but she'll also put on Miranda Lambert and stuff like that when we're in the car. Anyways, so this is my card. I'm gonna keep this very simple, just like it is. I don't think it needs a lot of anything else. I'm gonna wink a Stella. I'm not gonna do the blossoms. I just want to do the greenery for some reason, just to be me. I mean, I could, Yeah, let's add some of these little butterflies. Everything is so flat. I didn't want to put any big embellishments on it. So let's see. We have these little one right here. One. These are great stickers, Aunt Carol. Wait till I show her what I've done with it. This one, and then we'll do a bigger one down there. Maybe not too big, this size. Look at those. That's all it needed. It did need those 3 little butterflies. Okay, guys, so that's it. Now I'm going to go have lunch, do more laundry. Oh, and then by the time I'm done, it'll be time to get the Hankster from school. He asked if I could pick him up 20 minutes early because his mother doesn't get mad. He's so too smart. Okay. Justice tells me, Mom, if you pick him up early from school, you can only pick him up at 3:30 because he doesn't get credit for a full days of school if you pick him up any early. So you can only pick him up at 3:30 from school. And I'm like, okay, so 3:30. So this morning also, as he comes into the bedroom there, I was finishing up putting some laundry away. He's like, hey, Monty, can you pick me up at 3:30 today? And I said, yeah, Hank. I said, I think I could do that. He's like, yay! And I'm like, why are we being quiet? He's like, so my mom doesn't know. Like his mom isn't going to know. When she calls me, what she calls me every day at her lunchtime, I'm going to tell her what I do. I mean, it's like we're going to get away with some big secret. Oh, it's so funny. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that I get the opportunity to be a grandmother. Even if, just for this one boy, I am so very, very grateful for that opportunity. I just am. I'm grateful each and every day for this kid, and for the life he puts in our lives. When it's every day's an adventure with him. And I hope it is like that for the rest of his life. I do. If you could make a wish for someone you love, there's always something my daughter always loves. I always love the wonder she sees in the world, the way she loves the outdoors and the fishing, and just the way she looks at the sky. She sees the world in a little bit different, and I love that wonder she sees in the outdoors and in her world. For Hank, I hope that he never lose that joy that he has about life in the way that he goes after things. That's what I want for him. That's what I hope to always see him, as he gets older, because it's going to change in the blink of an eye. It already has. Oh my gosh. I know I could just go on and on, but he's almost 12. And he's going to be going to middle school next year, and that is going to be such a big turning point. And it's going to be a big turning point in, how much he's going to start wanting us to be. We're going to be starting to move towards the back burner in his life, not as front and center anymore. And that's okay. We need to take that back seat as he progresses in life, and that's okay. But I hope that joy, that spark of life in him, that makes him do all the crazy stuff he does, like pickles and whipped cream, crazy food. I hope he never loses that. Never loses it, because I love it about him. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you come back and see me again in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now.